Did you know Hue was the capital of Vietnam from 1802 to 1945? And did you know Hue was the home of the last Vietnamese emperors, the Nguyen Dynasty? Today, I'm going to show you 5 places you should visit to learn more about the history of Vietnam. If you are interested in Vietnamese food, culture, and travel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow my social media to see daily Vietnam. Now, let's explore the first historical place, Ming Ma Tomb. This is Ming Ma Tomb, and it was built in 1840 and it was completed in 1843 with the hard work of 10,000 workers. Could you believe the king spent 14 years choosing the location for his resting place? Ming Ma is the second emperor of the Nguyen Dynasty, and he had 142 children and 43 wives. That explains why Vietnamese has so many Nguyen last names, right? Emperor Ming Ma was an expert in Confucianism, which focuses on morality and harmony. The king was known for his opposition to French involvement in Vietnam and his contribution to expanding Vietnam territory. The architecture of the tomb was influenced by Chinese concepts in which the balance between landscapes and buildings represents the harmony of life. When the king passed away, the main gate was opened only once to bring the emperor's coffin to the tomb and has been tightly closed ever since. The ticket for Ming Ma Tomb is 100,000 Vietnam dong for an adult and is closed at 5 p.m. So I suggest you go in the morning to have a full experience. Number 2. Khai Định Tomb. Unlike Ming Ma, Khai Định was known as a French puppet, and he even raised national taxes to 30% to build his tomb. Unfortunately, the emperor passed away before the building was finished, so his son Bảo Đại completed the tomb a few years later. What sets Khai Định Tomb apart from the others around Hue? It is architectural fusion of Chinese, Vietnamese, and European Gothic elements. There are fierce dragons guarding the steps, stone elephants, and warriors outside. The inside of the tomb was decorated with colorful patterns of ceramic and glass walls. The famous 9 dragons hiding in clouds painted by feet by talented artist Phan Văn Tánh. This is the only tomb which we know exactly where the king was buried. Khai Định Tomb is one of the most creative and unique tombs of the Nguyen Dynasty. He may not be a good politician, but he seems to be a very good designer. Number 3. Duc Tomb. Duc Tomb was one of the most beautiful mausoleums on the outskirts of Hue Imperial City. Duc was the 4th emperor of the Nguyen Dynasty, and he was on the throne over 35 years, the longest one compared to other rulers. Having no son to worry, he ordered the construction of his tomb to create a fairyland. Not only was it a world for his everlasting life after death, but it was also his lifetime recreation ground, where he could meditate, write poetry, and hunt animals. The Duc Tomb was built between 1864 and 1867 and is about 6 kilometers southwest from Hue city center. Unlike the architecture of other tombs in Hue, tomb of Duc consists of 2 main parts arranged on 2 parallel vertical axes. Here, there are always the sounds of the flowing stream, rustling pine hills, and singing birds. The ticket is 100,000 Vietnam dong per adult, and I suggest visiting all the royal tombs in the morning to avoid excessive heat. And in the afternoon, you can visit Chùa Tianmu, which is the next destination on the list. So I'm at Tianmu Pagoda right now. It's one of the most beautiful pagodas in Vietnam. And what I love the most about this place is that it's located near the Perfume Lake. Look at that beautiful view behind me. According to legend, an old woman once appeared on the hill and said that the Lord would build a Buddhist pagoda for the country's prosperity. Lord Nguyễn Hoàng heard the message and he ordered the construction of the pagoda and named it Heavenly Lady, which means Tianmu in Vietnamese. This sacred place houses the car that monk Thích Quang Đức used before burning himself to death in the protest against the regime's violations of religious freedom. The pagoda was heavily damaged in 1943, but was then fully renovated for over 30 years thereafter. The best time to visit Tianmu Pagoda is early morning or in the afternoon when the sun goes down. It's free entrance and you can take a boat trip upstream Perfume River. However, during flood time from the end of October to mid-November yearly, you shouldn't travel by boat for your own safety. Last but not least, the iconic symbol of Hue is the Imperial City, which was recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1993. I literally feel like a princess walking in my own palace right now. It is so beautiful. A major military campaign during the American-Vietnam War in 1968 called the Date Offensive caused serious damage to the Hue Imperial City. Of the 160 buildings, only 10 major structures remained after the battle. The architectural style is basically modeled after the Forbidden City in Beijing. The whole complex was massive with sophisticated architecture that impresses every tourist. So I definitely suggest you guys to come here after 4 because the weather is so much cooler. The ticket is 150,000 Vietnam dong per adult, and the opening hour is from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sometimes they allow tourists to explore the Imperial City at night. You can feel the calmness of the purple Forbidden City by catching a cyclo at night. It looks beautiful yet mysterious. In the next video, I will take you to eat delicious local food in Hue. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to be notified for the next one. I'll see you soon. Bye!